Hello, welcome. This is RJ, your thrifty crafter. Thanks for stopping by. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today I'm here to share with you my Monday series Fancy Folds. Thanks so much to everyone that has shared their creation. I really do appreciate your comments. They mean a lot. Please keep those coming. So today's card, you guys, is inspired by Pinterest. I'm sorry I can't remember the person's name because she didn't have a list of measurements, so I had to figure it out on my own. So as you guys know, my polo dragonfly. As you guys, some of you guys know, I love to create cards, but I like to also create them in a bigger size. So let me share with you the first card that I created that was inspired by Pinterest. This one is an A2 size card. And here's the card that I shared on Facebook. Again, as I always do, when I want to experiment, I go on Facebook and share with my friends there just to get some feedback before I share it here. And this is the card that I made. And it opens two ways. You have your sentiment or image that you can place here. It opens this way. And it opens this way, and you have your message in the inside. I don't decorate my things until it's time for me to either give them away or to share them when I'm selling them. So this is just the basics. So let's get started. So to get started today, you guys, you're going to need your base card, which is 6.5 by 9. You're going to score that on the 9-inch side at 5, and that will make your base. And then you're going to need a flap for your right side, and that will measure the base piece. So your base is the same, or you can change the color if you like. That option is yours. So if your base is the same color, you will make that the same color as your, this flap is the same as your base. And this flap is measured 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. And on the 4 1/4 side, you're going to score it at 3 3/4. Now this next part is optional if you guys want to. As you know, I like to do the layering where you have that little small 1/8 of an inch between the designer series paper and your color paper, and this other one here that you see to the right is 1/4 of an inch. So as you can see, with an 1/8 of an inch, it looks pretty good. So if you want to have that second layer behind the designer series paper and the sentiment, so for the outside flap, that's this part here, you're going to need one that's cut at 3 3/4 by 6 1/4. And then your designer series paper is going to be cut at 3 5/8 by 6 1/8. And then you're going to need some layering for the inside. Now you can use one layer or you can use the two. And in the inside, I started with the black piece is 4 3/4 by 6 1/8. And the red piece for the writing or your sentiment is 4 5/8 by 6 1/8. Okay. Now for this flap, for your next layer and your sentiment, or this can be this white piece can be either for your sentiment or it can be for your image. That's up to you. That's your choice. And for these layering here, the black piece which you see, which is I call my first layer, and the white piece is the second. So the first layer is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and the white piece is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. So this is the measurements that I gave you guys are not for this card. It's for a bigger card. All right. So I already have all my pieces cut out and everything, so that I can share that with you. So let me get them separated. So here's our base. This is the one that was cut at 6.5 by 9 and scored at 5.5. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. This is the 6.5 by 9 scored at 5. That makes your base, and I'm sorry for the black because that's what I needed to use. So now you have your card base. Now for the inside, what I've already done is that I cut the 2 pieces that I required, which is 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. And this layer is the 4 5/8 by 6 1/8. This time I tried to prep everything, you guys, to make the video go a little bit faster. I was trying to keep it under 10 minutes, but when I describe things to you guys, it seems like it takes a little bit more. Hold on for a minute and bear with me as I try to place this layering piece on top. It's very hard to do when you got a camera in your face. So let's see if that will work for us. Yep, so far so good. So you have that piece. And can you see that? I'm sorry, you guys, for the bounce of my camera. Can you see that 1/8 of an inch? So that's the inside. So we're gonna put that to the side. Now we're gonna work on the front of the card. And so we have our measurements, which is our first layer, which is I call the first layer. That layer is 3 3/4 by 6 1/4. This one is optional. If you don't want this one, just go to the next step, which I will share in just a moment. Sorry for that, you guys. I need to be off the camera so I can see this. Try to make it as straight as possible, my friends. Straight as possible. Okay. I use this cuddle bug. It's called Love Is in the Air. This is a three set embossing folder, and this is a 5x7 size one, and it has the hearts with the little sayings in them. So I used that, and I did it on gray cardstock because I was trying to go for a masculine look, but most of my cards I try to make them universal. But I had someone in the cuddle bugging group asked me about a masculine card, so I thought I'd share using my embossing folders for this technique. It's just to give everyone another way of using your embossing folders, because you can use them also in replacing the pattern paper with a beautiful embossed image instead. So, okay, now we're on our next one. Sorry about that, you guys. It's very difficult to try to see and to try to make a card live with that all that in a way. Okay, so this is what we are so far. Sorry for that. This is where we are so far. Oh, and I almost made 10 minutes if I didn't talk so much. Okay, so first we're going to do is that 4 1/4 by 3 3/4 that I asked you to score at, that 4 3/4 by 4 1/4, you're going to score on the 4 1/4 side at 3 3/4, and that will give you a 1/2 inch fold. And what you're going to do, you're going to fold it with the bumpy side in. You're going to add your favorite adhesive or score tape. This is the 1/2 inch in the front and the back, or the front and the back. And then what I did is that I did all my layering first. So I have my first layer and then my designer series paper, but I use the embossing folder. But actually, on this one I use the sentiment, and I'll share the sentiment with you first. So I use my sentiment. So I have my first layer. My second layer is the 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. You're going to try to center that. Sorry you guys, it is really difficult to try to do this on camera, so I had to do it off. So we have that so far. Then we have our next layer, and my layer that I put my sentiment on, it says, "A man is not where he lives, but where he loves." It's a Latin proverb. The heart is from a McGill punch, and the birds are from a fish stars punch. These are the small ones that I had in my stash. I think I got them from, I know I got this from my Joann's, but I'm not for sure if I got this from Joann's or Michael's. So there's my sentiment. Sorry about that, you guys. I need to put some adhesive on this. So why don't I use some wet glue since it's handy. Make sure you get those corners, because you sure don't want this to come up when you're trying to give it to someone. Okay, so this side. So I'm layering my piece, centering it as much as I can. Okay, now with your inside piece, which is this, I've already put score tape on it. I want you to center your small flap on the right side. And I'm going to share with you, but let me take my adhesive off my pieces. So with your small flap, you're going to take it and you're going to center it as much as you can. To fit the card. I think that's about as straight as I can get it, you guys. So that's what it looks like when that's what it looks like when you've already attach it to the back, and it should be to the back right here. Remove your adhesive or add your adhesive here. Center this in the middle here. And voila. So once you're done, this is what your card should look like. You have an option. You could add a little something here to keep it closed, or you can leave it as it is. And I think that the recipient will love it. Alright, you guys, if you like my card, please like this video. I'd love to hear your comments on this video. Thank you so much for your time, you guys. As always in parting, I wish you peace, love, and blessings. Until our next time, take care. Bye for now.